Good afternoon. My name is Joanne Perez. I am a student at Lake Stumper. Blah, blah, blah. Good afternoon. My name is Joanne Perez. I am a student at Lake Sumter State College. I am going for my bachelor's in organizational management. I'm also an aspiring entrepreneur trying to come up with a business that I will be pushing towards starting at the end of this year and hopefully opening it up by at least the beginning of 2019 or in the middle of 2019. The type of services that I'm trying to provide or type of business that I'm getting into is home care, the healthcare industry. As a home care or a nurse registry, it all depends. You really have to be able to know what type of business you're opening there because with healthcare, it is important to know what type of jobs you can and you cannot do. The type of services that I will be providing are nurse registry services. Now, they're a little bit different from a home health agency because we do not focus on the medical, we focus on the personal. So we will be going into a client's home, not doing anything medical, but just being there to assist the client in case they need our help. For example, they might be weak due to a surgery or due to a stroke. Our job is to assist them, maybe assist them in the shower, assist them in making food, assisting them in light housekeeping. If anybody has ever had an elderly loved one and they cannot be there, my business, our job is to provide a family for them. We are there to help them. Our caregivers are one of the top of the line. We hire homemaker companions, home health aides, certified nursing assistants, as well as licensed practitioner nurses and registered nurses. The type of employees, and I'm using the word employees loosely because in a nurse registry, we are not required to hire employees, but instead hire independent contractors. We are still recommended and strongly enforced to do a background check to make sure they have the proper documentation and everything before we put them to work. But a passion for caring is in all my blood. It's in my family. We care strongly for people, and I want to make sure that my business and my caregivers are also able to provide the care to these people when they need it the most. Uh, the business does not seem to be too big in Lake County, so Lake County is going to be one of the places that I will be using this for. Uh, I have not seen a big field or a big company for it. Most of the places are home health agencies, and like I stated prior, they are a little bit different. Um, we want to create a business that puts a family first and puts an elderly family member at the top of our priority list. It is important for an agency or any organization to have a clear mission, and our mission is to be there for the families and treat them just as if they were our own. In creating the business, I will also be looking for an extra partner, somebody that understands the field that I'm going into and is able to assist me. Now, I have a few years of experience in the home care field and uh, being able to provide the caregivers based on working previously for another agency. But I will still like to have a client. I'm sorry, a partner that will be doing uh, that would understand the business aspect of it rather than the caring part of this. I will like to be the primary owner and create a structured board. We do require a board of directors in the organization. So we would have a president, we would have a vice president, a secretary, treasurer, um, and so on and so forth, that will most likely own part of the business, but it also will depend. Uh, and we can bring people in that have different types of uh, work background in order to assist us within the business itself. For example, if I bring in an accountant and put them on the board, they could also be in charge of balancing our accounts, making sure that the business is going in a positive direction rather than in a negative one. Like I said, our agency is to be a nurse registry that would hire independent contractors, homemaker companions, home health aides, certified nursing assistants, etc. We would then refer the clients along, refer the caregivers to the client. Uh, and the clients are normally we would look for private duty clients or long-term waiver clients. By long-term waiver, I am talking about clients that have United Healthcare, Sunshine, Aetna, Humana, you name it. We would need that long-term care form that says that they are long-term care, and Sunshine or United Health will be paying for the services that they are requiring. Our prices would be very competitive. One thing that I was struggling with at the beginning was whether to make it an LLC or a co-partnership. Being able, or even going into a franchise, it would be tough. Uh, as a franchise, I believe that some places you have set prices. And being an independent owner, you make your own rates. You are able to fluctuate the rates based on what the client's needs are and what their income would be based on. This is where we will strongly be competitive because we can maybe provide the same level of service but at a lower rate to a client that is not able to, versus another agency that does the same thing we do but are charging a bit more. Um, this service to aid clients who are not able to go about their business, like I said, because of aging or medical conditions, we will prevent them that prevents them from doing so. We hire the people that are able to assist them and just try to live a normal life as possible. As a nurse agency, we allow us to contract caregivers who are licensed. Like I said, most of our caregivers have to be licensed or certified through the state. That way, they are able to provide the services. Being a nurse registry will also help the business not owe fees. As a home health agency, you are pretty much restricted to certain things. You have to have regulations on a daily basis. You have to hire employees versus independent contractors, and you have to have workman's comp. This nurse registry, we will hire independent contractors. Therefore, we do not have to hire employees. The only employees we would normally hire would be the ones that are working in the office, so like a receptionist, an office manager, an administrator, the people that run the office on a daily basis. Independent contractors are not employees, so we would not hire them. They are to purchase their own liability and their own insurance. That way, that takes that away from us doing that. It gives everybody an opportunity that is looking for a job and wanting to help the elderly, and it gives them a flexibility of their time when they can work and when they cannot. um, Sorry. As far as locations go, I've only been in Florida for about 2 years, and I'm still getting familiarized with the entire state. I work in Orlando, which is Orange County. In Orange County, there's a lot of home health agencies, a lot of home care agencies, but at times We do get clients that are from Lake County, and unfortunately, some agencies in the Orange County are not able to service due to property restrictions or line restrictions, if you will. Um, so I'm looking into more look at Lake County in general to provide the services for. Uh, a a site needs to be established in order for to have ACA and HIPAA, all those regulations. You have to have a site established, because if it was up to anybody else, they would be running their business from their home. But unfortunately, an office needs to be set. So I'm looking for the office to possibly be in Central Claremont, which is like in where the busiest I see of a elderly clientele. Um, like I said, the location would be Claremont, and the growing population of the elderlies in Claremont would help. But there is also a goal to cover the entire region 3 of Florida, which would be Claremont, Groveland, Eustis, Leesburg, Davenport, even going all the way up to Gainesville, if it gets any bigger than what I already have said in my head. Opening day, like I said, in earlier looking at this, we were looking at November for 2019, but now I'm kind of getting the ball rolling, so it will probably be at the beginning of 2019 if we can do it. And speaking with other nurse agencies, businesses, um, it requires enough time to open the location, but unfortunately, because we have to wait for the um, licenses to provide the services, most of the time it will just be somebody at the office just to say that we're open, maybe try to start getting some clientele and maybe some caregivers in marketing our brand, but before that we are not able to actually provide the services. So it's important to understand that it might take maybe up to 3 months after buying the 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 location, and just sitting there waiting for people to see what we are all about, and then the license to finally come in and us being able to start providing the services for facilities and hospitals as well. We also could be looking at going and trying to partner up with other home care agencies or nurse registries to see that if they cannot provide the services, we are here. We can get some contracts going and everything else. And finally, we have the financial support. Uh, I'm a student. I don't make that much money, but I do have family members who do own their own business, and they are seeing what this business will be like. Um, it will cost about 130,000 to start the business from ground up, and at least take a year. And then a year being open for any actual cash flow to come in and start making money. I would probably take out some loans and put in about 30,000 uh, of my personal money, and then 100,000 would be from family support and investment. Of course, the 100,000, I would want to pay it back. They have to see that their 100,000 was not just given to me just to give to me, but it would also be making it back. So I would pay that 100,000 to that family member, said family members, in installments, or an agreeable payment made with the family member to go back and pay for it. Uh, so that's my business. It's still a work in progress, and this course was a big eye opener to see how and what other possibilities there are to start a business. Like I said, I believe that personally owning a business to me would be better than franchising, because I can make my own rules, I can set my own rates, I can do a lot more than being restricted to guidelines of a franchise. Thank you.